generation.
Right. I mean, I could just imagine like having something like this or just being more emotional, intelligent growing up. I mean, your life would have been a whole lot different. There's a lot of times where I could go back and wish I could change something, a decision I made when you're upset. You can even make bad decisions when you're happy. It's just like managing your emotions are really
Yeah.
important.
Yep, that is. Yeah, yes. You said took the words right out of my mouth. So we're gonna move on to because I want to make sure that I am paying attention to the time because I can talk, Julius. I can I can talk. Let's go through. You know, we talked about like the younger generation and things that maybe you and I didn't have when we were growing up, or people in our age range. Generational healing and legacy, because you know you talk about. There's a lot of people that talk about leaving a legacy and making sure that, like the financial side of it, there's so many other pieces, right? Because you could have all the money in the world, but if you don't have peace of mind and the emotional intelligence and know how to deal with situations, having all the money in the world is not going to matter. So some of the stuff that I talk about, just in some of the other podcasts, is just healing and a healing journey. So generational healing and a legacy. Strong roots, which is the title of your book. What does strong roots truly mean to you?
And the first thing that actually comes to my head, strong roots are strong roots that keep you grounded. And we should always stay grounded and balanced. And with strong roots, it's hard to pull that away from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like I said, like just these are something things that I wish I would have learned earlier.
Yeah.
So many people are in the prisons right now from making bad decisions. So
Mm-hmm.
anything that we can do to make people more emotional, intelligent, to breathe, calm down. It didn't work the first time. It may work the second time. I mean, just those little things are really important. But you have to people buy into the negativity before they buy into the positivity. We're more quick to support hip hop and rappers, and these people we're making these people filthy rich.
I
So
know.
not only are they putting out a bad message, even if the kids don't like the message, they love the lifestyle. And this is all I have to do to get it. So it's so many angles that's pulling them. So if they don't have those strong roots, they're going to be easily to be pulled into whatever's out there for them.
Whichever way the wind takes you, whatever
Right.
is the cool thing to do right now. And you know what? We were talking about high frequency and things like that earlier. You might not legitimately not be able to understand 5 words in the song, but the beat pulls you in.
Mhm.
And by the time the song is done, all those things that were said that you didn't necessarily understand have already made their way into your head. And before you know it, repetition, right? The more you
Right.
listen to something, the more so you start. Yeah, it's just, it becomes a bit, and like you said, giving them all kinds of this by downloads or streaming, whatever it is that you're doing, listening to it. But like, just like the stuff that I see with my eyes, the things that I listen to with my ears, I'm not trying to listen to all that negativity because it just is
Right.
not for me. It really isn't. And I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to be able to sleep at night. So yeah. You mentioned that you have a son and he's in his first year of school at Grambling State. How important is emotional affirmation, would you say, between fathers and sons today?
I mean, it's very important. I don't really think no one does it. I mean, I know people do it, but it's not something that's actually known. A
Mhm.
lot of people don't do affirmations at all, or just like just speaking positivity into your son. I believe in the Bible when it says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." So if
Mhm.
you're speaking affirmations that I do this and I do that, you start to believe that. So that's what they become. And I
Yeah.
believe that it's so important to speak positivity into them instead of letting them hear this negativity and watch what they're doing outside.
Yes. Yes. Say that. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Now, I only want to spend just a small amount of time on this next question, only because even though the reality of the situation is that there is some negativity out there, and in order to be fully aware and knowledgeable of what's going on, you can't turn your head the other direction and say, "Oh no, everything is perfect," right? Because you, like I said, you need to be aware. But what would you say in your own, not in your own dealings, but in your opinion, what would you say happens when young boys grow up without hearing affirming words?
Um, uh, I couldn't, put everyone in a box. Some people find their way. I just think affirmations will make it easier for them to find their way. It,
Yeah.
it saves a lot of trouble. It saves a lot of things I said earlier, like getting upset and making those rational decisions that you wish you could take back later that you can't take back later.
Mhm.
So just being a little bit more conscious of what you're doing, I think these affirmations will make you more conscious. But when you're out here unconscious, you'll just have to go through more things and learn your lesson the harder way instead of already being prepared for it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's so much easier, in my opinion, to be positive and say positive things. Not to say that you don't need to correct or guide, right? But I just feel like being loving and lifting your children up is such an important part. Like you mentioned it earlier, from the ages of 1 to 7, they are so impressionable. And by you taking an active role in putting positivity into their life, it stays with them. Like I can still remember, and I tell my parents this all the time. We used to have family Bible study every week, and every single Bible study that we did, there was a story from the Bible and it related to some type of an animal. I learned so much about the animals and the reason as to why those stories and why that animal and that story went together. And I tell my dad and my mom, I'm like, I will never forget those times that we had. Because even
Right.
though it was only like an hour out of the week, and there were times when I was just like, Julius, I don't really feel like doing this today.
Mhm.
But I still knew, now when I think back, I'm like, that was so important for my parents. They wanted to be able to instill some good, positive things into our lives and help us have um, a good foundation, is
Right.
what, my parents wanted us. I will say that there are some things, just like any parent, right? You live and you learn from your experiences. There are things that my parents didn't do or did differently than what I decided to do with my son. And that's because I feel like you learn, right? Just my, all of our, nobody is perfect and nobody
Mhm.
has this like roadmap to being the perfect parent, but it's all about
Right.
the effort that you put into it and
Mhm.
how much you
I think,
really, really care.
yeah, and I also think as time progresses, we learn new ways to do things. And, there's more studies been doing like this way. We've been doing things. Here's a better way to do it. Like that's all about, that's what life is really about, is just making everything better, making everything easier for the next people to come behind us.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. And it will just, what we pray for and hope for is that it will be a trickle effect, and that it will continue on from generation to generation, right?
Right.
That's what the hope is. Okay, so yes. Okay. I feel like we're already getting to the fourth quarter, Julius, because like I said, I could talk. But again, family, if you're just now joining us, we are here with Mr. Julius Mosley, an author, and also just a very positive individual that again, everybody knows that is a part of the Unapologetically Dee family, is that I am drawn to realness, and I feel like being raw and your authentic self is just the way to go. And
Right.
it has not changed. It has not changed. This conversation has not disappointed. Music and affirmation. So, same mission, but different, completely different areas. We've talked about your book. We've talked about WAG radio. So, strong roots and WAG radio. Different, almost different arenas, but with the same mission. what would you say is let me reword that. Would you say that it is the same mission but just expressed differently?
Most definitely.
Okay.
I believe it's one scripture in the Bible that says we have a commandment from God to be a light amongst the Gentiles. And in layman's terms, that just means to be a God among the godless. And
Mm,
we are supposed to shine our light to show people positive things, to show them how to make things better for the earth. And that's what I feel like giving positive music will do, telling
mhm.
people to speak positivity into their children. Anything I can do to be a light unto others, I feel like that's my job, and that's my commandment from God to do.
Yes, yes. And even if it's just one person at a time, Julius, right? It does not matter. That is,
Right,
it's when you're in a situation like myself, like in my cycling classes, you have to be very careful because you have to follow the club rules, right? There's just certain things that it's not like I said, I'm not going to go in there playing music where every other word is something that you have to bleep out anyways.
right.
However, the music that I do play, the rap music that I do play, um, I slip in some things every single class. I slide in some things where the message is positive, and it might even say the word Jesus. You just don't, because I'm sly like that, Julius. I'm not in there like I'm like standing at a pulpit trying to preach to people or anything like that. But I feel like I am here live my life the way that I live by example. I'm going to
Right,
be who I am. I'm never out there saying that I'm perfect. Not ever will I say that I am perfect. But what I will say is that I try my hardest to stay as positive and follow the very it's very easy to see when you open up the Bible, the rules and the way in which you should live your life, right? It doesn't say go out there and be rude and mean and do all these things to people and talk bad to your kids and never uplift them. No, it's quite frankly, it's the opposite, right? So if I can just do those simple things and try to speak positivity in the people that are around me in my life, including my children, and just carry on that way, it's just so much better.
right,
It really really is so much better, and I feel like you are doing exactly what you feel like you are called to do. You've talked about your story, your book, that it's not just a I wrote this book and I'm done. Like you have things that you're going to say and you want to help people, and like once you help somebody then they can help somebody and they can help somebody, just like what I said before. It's a domino effect, and that's what
right,
when it's positive, that's what we want, because it could
right.
go either way. It could be negative or positive. We want the positivity.
Yeah, and it moves so fast with the negativity. I mean, it
It
moves at lightning
does.
speed with negativity.
It does. It definitely does. Um, so what would you say you want for somebody to experience, or what would you want the shift to be in their life when they experience the positivity from both from your book and then from the positive music that when WAG radio was going, just the positive music that they put into their
I would say, as far as the book, I would uh I would expect once they get into a repetitive sequence of reading the book days or nights, whatever on time they see fit. I believe that it will work itself out. I believe that a child repeating these things over and over again is going to help them make better decisions. It's going to help them. It's another one I would love to just briefly go over. I'm not going to give the whole
Yes,
thing away, but
yes,
it's
please.
one about naming your feelings. It says all feelings can visit, but none need to stay. And it shows the father and son sitting having a talk, and it's rainy outside. So with the science note behind that, with the actual father and son moment behind that, is to name your feelings like a weather report. So the child looks sad. It's a rainy day, so he's going to name that like you're feeling rainy right now. So, and the science behind that is putting words to feelings helps the brain calm down and figure out what to do next.
Oh, yes. That makes so much sense. That really does make so much sense. You know, I would. go as far to say, and I've said this to my husband, I've said it to when I was trying to help other individuals, like how to navigate through difficult situations, whether it be relationship or a friendship. When you speak from your heart and you are truly speaking your feelings, it's a lot more difficult for the person on the other side to be defensive because you have to be very vulnerable to talk about your feelings. Because
Right.
you're just like, oh, rah, rah, rah. You're not going to say, I really truly feel like this. Like my day feels cloudy or I feel really sunny or however which way relate it to the weather. You're just
Mhm.
going to be like, I don't really care. I don't want to talk to you, whatever, right? But if you are able to like kind of pull or peel the layers back and be vulnerable, it changes the game 100%. So I completely understand where you're coming from with that is connecting your feelings to and emotions to the weather. Yeah. There's I'm gonna my son is gonna be like, Mom, I didn't tell you that there was any grandbabies coming anytime. But Derek, I was so inspired by talking with Julius Mosley, so I had to send this book to you. I'm not putting any timelines on it, but like I just really feel like it's something that he would benefit from 100% down the road. Yeah. So okay. Again, we're in the fourth quarter. I don't want to short us, and I want to make sure that I ask you one final question. I have a couple more. So this next section, purpose calling and the creator journey. You already talked about this. Becoming an author wasn't always your path. It was kind of a part of your journey and different things that you experienced that got you to this stage in your life where you said, I want to put my thoughts and my feelings down on paper and create a book that can help others. Is that a correct assessment? Is that wasn't always your okay? Okay. So what obstacles would you say that you had to overcome throughout your journey to get to this stage? What obstacles have you had to face?
I would say just overcoming being stuck in the same cycles of life. Like you can never be comfortable, you can never be satisfied, and it's like me. The older I got, is feel like I just wanted something more meaningful.
Mhm.
I like connecting things to a passion now that gives you a drive to kind of get it done. So if you're not really connecting it to a passion or a purpose, I
Mhm.
mean, you really won't be inspired. Some people do things anyway, but you won't put the same energy into it if you don't really have a passion behind it.
Yes, that is so true, Julius. That is so true. People can, but if you don't have any passion behind it, it is going to, the end result is going to be completely different. I
Right.
feel like when you truly are passionate about something, like the sky is not even the limit. Like you just are going to keep on going all the way up into the galaxy, into but wherever, where people haven't been before, right? Yeah. And I am, if you haven't already been able to tell, like it's just my personality. I'm just very passionate when it comes to conversation. I'm very passionate when it comes to people. Um, I feel like conversations are free, and I feel like you can learn so much from genuinely engaging and interacting with other people.
Right.
I do not believe that we are on this earth to walk it alone. I
Oh, not
really truly feel like we are here to help others and for others to help us. Like, I don't, I feel like the other way, and like if we were all the same and we all had the same message and all had the same story, it would be so boring.
right.
It would be so boring. So, God creating us all different, even though we have the butting of the heads quite frequently with all the different personalities that are out there. Um, the beauty of being a human is the differences that we have and the things that we can truly share and how we can connect with others and create positivity. And it starts somewhere. And I would say that one of the most important places to mention would be in the home.
Most
so,
definitely.
so that's why strong roots is you're gonna have to go pick Unapologetically Dee family. If you have a child yourself, or if you have a nephew or a niece or a friend that has a child, check the information below. I'm going to include the link. It is exclusive on Amazon. Strong Roots by Mr. Julius Mosley, my amazing guest on the show today. So thank you for joining. Hit the subscribe button. We are here getting ready to wrap it up because unfortunately we have come to Q4. But this conversation has been amazing. And thank you again, Julius, so much for being here with me. I have very much enjoyed our conversation, and there's just a couple of things that I would like to ask you. A little bit different questions. We're going to go a little bit different direction. So the first,
Okay.
can you tell me one affirmation that you live by and one affirmation that you would say is one that you might say to somebody else to give them some positivity in their day?
I would say one affirmation that I love is today will be my best day.
Mm,
So, and I would share that with someone else because if you dwell on yesterday, then you're gonna miss out on a good day. So you
yeah.
should never start your day off thinking about something negative. Start your day off the most positive way you can, saying today is going to be your best day. Today is your day. Today will be better than yesterday. As long as you start off on a positive note that today is going to be a great day, today is going to be better than it was before, then I
Mhm.
think that will set you off to start your day off the right way.
I love that. I love that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write that down and I'm going to put it up on my mirror. It's something that I do is try to have, I actually have like a box of positive affirmations and anytime that I come into contact with, because I being at the gym and being a teacher and instructor, I am interacting with a lot of different people and I can pick up on different things like just by the conversations that I have. And sometimes people just need a little affirmation. You are beautiful. You are loved. You are worthy. Things like what you just said. Um,
Right.
it's, I feel like it's necessary to spread that positivity around. And I try to just write a little message on the back of it because, like we talked about earlier, one small little sentence, one small little hello, how are you doing? Anything positive that you can put out there can completely change the direction of somebody's day, of somebody's week, of somebody's entire month, or their life, if you want to be quite honest. And if it starts at the home and you're, instilling these things into your children, they are going to go out and then do that same thing. And the hope and the prayer is that those positive affirmations and those good words that you are instilling into your kids will then go and spread like wildfire. Just like, unfortunately, how the negativity spreads, we want for the positivity to spread just the same, but
Right.
faster. And you
Right.
know what? Honestly, it could be a slow burn, Julius. It could be as long as it is a continuous flame. We just don't
Right.
want for the flame to go out, right? The goal is for what we put into our kids' lives to continue and go from generation to generation to generation.
Right.
That's what we pray and what we hope for. So, okay, let's talk about this is the last little bit, unfortunately, because I just want to continue the conversation, but I know you've got things that you've got to do. Um, what would you say is next for you? How can I know I said I'm going to put the link below. So if people are local to you, is
Mhm.
the same way to obtain the book still exclusively through Amazon, or is it a way to like a signed copy from the author directly from you if they are local to your area?
Well, yeah, I will have different things going on. Julius Mosley. I've actually just started a YouTube channel with my regular name, Julius Mosley, where I'll be getting a lot of information out. So if you just type in Julius Mosley, you'll see my picture up there. And I'm also on LinkedIn. I'll find different avenues to put out the different work that I'll be doing. But the next project for me, I'm actually working on another version of Strong Roots, but it's going to be titled different, but it's going to focus on mother and daughter. Then after the mother and daughter book, it's going to actually be one that's universal for all parents. I want to put different ones out that'll fit different families and one for everyone. So, and then along with that, I do have a book that I'm coming out with for adults. I've actually been working on this one for a while. It's actually taking a little bit longer because it's actually got a deeper context to it.
Okay.
It's actually for adults. It's like a deeper look into Genesis in the Bible.
Okay.
So it's going to start talking about the creation, Adam and Eve, and all that stuff. It's going to give you a deeper look into the book of Genesis. And I'm working on the titles. It's still something with "in the beginning" in it, but this is going to be really interesting. I would definitely love to come back and talk about that too once I get it done.
I would love to have you back to talk about that, Julius. I would absolutely love to have you back. I think what we should do is just make sure that we stay in communication. And Unapologetically Dee family, I'm going to make sure that I get all of the links for everything, including how to guide you to Julius's YouTube channel. I will make sure that I have that information. He said it's just his name, but sometimes it's easier if you just have a link. Julius, I'll make sure to tag you in the description. And then again, family, tell your friends, tell your family, because we are out here doing big things, spreading very positive messages around to everybody, as many people as we can touch. Julius, I would like to thank you so much once again for coming here and spending time with me on Unapologetically Dee. It has been a pleasure learning more about you. I'm so excited to get your book. I'm going to pick up a couple of copies because I want one for myself, and I'm going to send Derek. I'm sending one to you and Victoria. Sending you one for when those grandbabies start coming out. But again, thank you, family. Thank you, Julius. Is there any last thing that you would like to leave? Any message that you would like to leave with the people?
No, I just want to say it was an absolute pleasure to be on your platform, and I had a great time with this conversation. And just to anyone listening, always strive to be your best. Talk positivity into yourself. Believe it. Repetition is everything. And we'll leave the links for you and everything. So definitely check me out. I have a lot of projects coming soon.
Yes, thank you. Support. Thank you again, Unapologetically Dee family. It has been a pleasure. Julius, thank you again. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hit the stop recording. There we go.